Today, we'll discuss about the continuous part of optimization of the framework. So, yesterday we discussed about the topics on semantic data model, Power Query, and today we will discuss about DAX report design, Power BI design. On the DAX side, we need to avoid the usage of suboptimal DAX, especially when you're using a DAX, if you're using multiple table, if you're using a calculations, avoid use of two DAX, combining two different tables in it. It's better whatever the best performance, best way you can do it. The other way is whatever the logics, the calculation engines, you need to understand it, how your DAX and how the Vetipac is actually responding, and the formula or expressions, you need to look into that and you need to optimize that. And also, you can look into the DAX engine and the formula engine, how the computations and the calculations and the time taken on your the DAX formula. And if you have measures, multiple measures, if your that references multiple measures, a single measure reference multiple measures, and you are displaying the final measures, so it need to go several passes. And same time, if you are using the same calculations with the multiple measure name, so those kind of a redundant kind of a measure that you need to avoid it. On the report design, the canvas and the background image, you need to look into that. So it's better you can use that PNG format or SVG. SVG format is better because when you expand your image sizes, that image won't get blurred or dullable. So it's always use SVG format. Even if you minimize or maximize, the quality, the pixel size of our image won't be impacted. So you need to be very careful when you're using the background images actually. It is not recommended to use a background image, but neatness on the business request or a client request, you need to use the background image. And number of image should be 4 or to 6. Don't use more visualization, and always try to think how the best way. There is no thumb rule of this is the best chart. It all depends upon how the business requires, how do you want to show the your data to the business, how they get benefited, how it is easily understandable. Don't work on a complex chart or some other chart. If you work on the complex chart, it won't be good. It is always should be easy for any user who can understand the report well. Okay, that is very important. Always use a light color. Don't use the dark color, even for the lines or you are using any kind of image. You need to very keen in that. The type of the visualization, you need to look into that. What would be the best when you're using the higher and lower value? You can show it with the color in the bar chart. Instead, the height and instead of the height, you can show it in a way, and also you can show it height and width, a variable chart like that. That also you can give a kind of a visualization to understand easy actually. Okay, and based on your the requirement, you need to think about which should be the better fit chart. And on the Power BI design, you need to look into the workspace performance. How we can do the workspace performance is there might be depends on your the department or depends on your geolocations. You need to create a workspace, and you can get the workspace monitoring report and You can analyze how many users they are accessing your workspace, how many reports are viewed by the user, how many data sets are used by or consumed by the user, and you need to keep an eye and track the history. If the report is no longer used for more than a month, it is not recommended to place your report in the workspace. It is unavoidably, it is no need of that. It is taking your workspace actually capacity, as you need to look into that your workspace. So based on that, you need to connect with the user. If they are not using more than a month, you can connect with the appropriate business user and ask them if they need it. Otherwise, you can move it to some other locations or archive it. Instead, you are keeping the unused report, the unused data set. Even you need to track the users who are using the report, or you are accessing the report or accessing the environment. If the user is no longer using more than a month or more than a quarter, then no need of the user to be activated. You can deactivate the user or can remove the user from the environment. So that in case will help you a lot on the operational and management managerial things on the environment, Power BI environment. On the tenant capacity also, you need to think in a wise based on the report volume, number of users, the report report consumptions and the time taken. You need to always need to consider the capacity. Maybe on P1, you can start initially with the P1, P2, and P3. Now we are in a different world. Now we are in fabric world. You can see the capacities and how much vCore you want it, and you need to decide how much background and front end core. The background are nothing but those are the scheduled report, or those are the report that happens the background operations, and how you want the maximum per data set actually. If you see the and the direct query or a live query or maximum memory per query and model refresh parallelism. So these are all things that you need to look into this actually. The better way is, instead of you are doing a manually refreshing report, you can automate it. What are the best way with Power BI, or else you can go with the Power Platform tools. You can make use of these things and you can automate it. So it is your responsibility to look into the workspace or the tenant, how the users are accessing the environment, how they effectively use it, so that you need to optimize it and you need to do that. That's very important. I hope this topic will help you out on the optimizing Power BI framework, and we'll discuss about the enterprise gateway net latency in next session. Thank you so much.